get into that. Right, all good I think. No, we're not. Okay, be back in a sec just so I'll make an adjustment to my tools. Right, just had to make an adjustment to my tool because I couldn't get it in far enough. Get the angle right. Right. Okay, this should be the final cut. Bring it down to 8.5. So that's brought it down to 8.5mm. Okay, that should fit nicely inside, and it does. Beautifully. Do it the easy way. I'll just measure how far out that is. Save me mucking about. So if that comes out, that far from the end, which is 7mm, 33.75. I think. Yep, 33.75. We will just part that off. And I'll just slow the lathe down a bit so that we can part this off. We'll just lop this one off. And if anybody's interested, the cutting fluid I've been using with this, because it's aluminium, there's just WD-40, and it seems to work really well with aluminium. There we go. Edge off of that, then we'll get ready for some drilling. Okay, the first operation is to go through the whole piece with a 5mm drill bit. So we've gone all the way through with a 5mm. I want to make that wall fairly thin, and it's 8.5mm at the moment. So if I make that, the easiest thing to do would be to measure that. Let's see what I've got in there. So I've got that as basically a 6.5mm hole. So we'll go through with that. And again, this is one of those non-critical depths, so we'll just take it in, whittle away, And this is just enough to get some expansion out of it. I've gone in there about 15mm, and that's heaps. Okay, so our next operation is to put some slits in the end of our piece of rod. You can use a slitting saw for this, little jeweler's saw. And we'll just see how we go. Right, okay. Now we'll just spin it around. Put one that way. And we should be getting close. Right, let's see how that turned out. Put the slits in the end. The 5mm screw goes forward, and I made a little expander button up with a 5mm thread in it. It's just made out of a piece of steel. I won't go through the making of it. As you can see, it's cut at 60 degrees. Sorry, not 60 degrees, about 10 degrees. Just enough to create a bit of expansion. The width of it is no thicker than that, so no thicker than the 8.5mm, and then as it is brought in, it'll expand out and hold on to the end of the bolt. So pretty simple, fairly effective. All I need to do now is shape the other end so that we can get all that fitted together and make sure it's all the right length. So my next thing is to just countersink this slightly, just so that the head of the screw will come through. And we'll just see if that screw. Lovely, flush enough for the moment. Actually, I might just go a little bit deeper. Yeah, if I go a little bit deeper, I can finish it off a little bit nicer. That's enough. That should do it beautifully. Now my original design had that as just a hole straight in because I was going to use a cup head, not a countersunk head. So for this design, countersunk head works just fine. So what we're going to do is do a test fit. That slides into there. Bolt up through the centre, and our countersink piece goes in there. And just tighten that up just a little. So there you can see where the expander button comes out the end. That's in there. We'll get our bolt, push it onto there, and do that up, and there we go. Fits in there beautifully, nice and solid. Shape follows that down there. That could be, might even just lengthen the depth of that just slightly, just so it brings it forward just a little bit. But in theory, that's your bolt knob there. To take it off, nice and simple. Undo that on the end. Pushes that through. Whoops. Now, what I normally do is push that out. What I normally do is actually fix that into there permanently, just with a bit of Loctite or super glue, whatever you want. And if you lock that in there tight, when you tap that on the end, it'll just pull straight out and you won't have that problem with it sticking in there. So pretty much that's it. All I'm going to do now is just shape the outside of it, bring it down to size, and then I will show you the finished product. Alright, this is the final shaping and sanding with a file, just to finish it off. Okay, that's one end done. And we'll just shape this one up. Right, and I like to put a few little lines in it just to make it slightly more grippy. Just reset my dial to 0 so that I can make sure all the cuts are the same depth. And there we have it. One nicely shaped bolt knob, nice and lightweight, countersunk at the end. I'm just going to glue it together and fit it to the bolt. And there we go. That's the final fit. Nice and close. Looks good all the way around. Allen key in the end. And you could paint that or cover it in shrink wrap or whatever you needed to do to make it a little bit nicer. So I hope it's given you a few ideas, and it's a nice neat little project for the afternoon in the shed, and makes your gun look a little bit nicer and operate a little bit better. Here is the finished product. Typical smooth Tikka action, and that sits in there quite nicely. Sits down nicely out of the way, and yeah, it makes a nice little addition. Now that's the other project I'm doing, is the monopod for the rear of the gun. That's still a work in progress, and that's a monopod I'm making up as well. And as I say, that's still a work in progress, so when that one's finished I might even do a little video on that as well. So again, made out of aluminium, pretty straightforward, bit of an afternoon's work, and just another addition to the gun. So that may be another video later on when I get that finished and all the bugs sorted out on it, and it should be fine. But there we go. So one aluminium bolt extension for the Tikka T3. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you've got any comments, just leave it below, and I'll be happy to see them. Thanks.